So I personally believe that wearables are the future, and with the introduction of Google Glass in 2014, we're honestly still waiting for a smart glass like that to become more mainstream.
Everywhere I see, set me free, let me fly, let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. On a new adventure.
So today, wearables that we have are pretty much mature in terms of smartwatches and smart glasses in the form of glasses with speakers, like the Bose Frames. Today we're taking a look at Soundcore's leap into that space, and let's see if they're any good. Welcome to a review of the Soundcore Frames.
On a new adventure.
Hello, my name is Sean and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I do a lot of tech reviews as well as unboxing, and if that is something that interests you, do consider subscribing to this channel, leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as share this video to all your friends around. And with that said, let's get on with the review of the Soundcore Frames. So when Bose introduced their audio smart glass back in 2014, it was unique for sure, but I always thought they were too chunky and don't look stealthy enough like traditional glasses. So the Soundcore frames that we have today are also chunky compared to traditional glasses, especially here at the stem, but comes much sleeker compared to the Bose frames. And they do come with lots of nice technology and even an interchangeable frame, which is super cool. So the Soundcore frame here retails for about 199 US dollars, which is around 800 Malaysia ringgit, pretty close to the price of the Bose. But do remember that you can swap out the frames here if you don't like it down the road, and if you want a different style, you can just change the frames up front here for 50 US, and you don't have to buy the entire unit again. The Bose one, you have to change the entire thing. So if you're interested in how these look and perform, definitely check out my links below. So from a design standpoint, from far, it does looks like a traditional sunglasses. So very cool. These are the Ray-Ban style sunglasses here, very retro looking. Only when you go closer and look at the stem at the side, you do realize that it's actually bigger than conventional glasses, and because there's a lot of technology going on here. So just to give you a comparison, this is my Oakley frames that I use. Of course, this is my prescription glasses. You can see how slim that is. But of course, sunglasses frames are generally thicker, but this is slightly just thicker than usual. So the first part we're going to talk about is the lens part here, and the lens part here is built very solidly. It feels nice and heavy, and personally I'm a fan of heavier glasses, and you might like them lighter or differently, but if you like heavy glasses, then these are definitely the frames for you. And the frame here is mostly made out of metal, very solid and very high quality, and these glasses are also polarized. So let me show you what I mean by polarized. So here you can see my monitor, and here's the sunglasses. So in traditional use, you're not gonna get the polarized effect, but polarized effect always come on an angle. So if you tilt these glasses, and you can see that the screen disappears. And if it disappears, means that the glasses are polarized. And you can see the quality of the polarization here. It's actually fully black, whereby some cheap sunglasses actually is just slightly transparent like that. But you can see that the Soundcore frames are fully blacked out. So if you look at the bridge of the frames here, these are also super rigid, and I believe that it can be molded to suit your face. Of course, please bring this to a proper optician to help with the adjustment. Soundcore also do provide a very nice metal piece inside their nose pad here, which is very nice compared to many other cheap glasses out there. So the main component itself is all on the stem right here, and fortunately they are not as huge as the Bose ones and still kind of look like traditional glasses. So each of the stem has two speakers, so one at the back of your ears and one in front of your ears. So this is to give you a little bit more like surround sound kind of feeling, because there's actually a surround feature inside the Soundcore app, and we'll talk about that later. And at the bottom here, you're gonna get two charging pins, or both on each of the temples, and you need to fold the glasses in to start charging these glasses. And if you look closely here, there's a dot here, and this dot is actually an ear sensor, so the glasses will detect whether or not you've take the glasses out and pause your media, or when you put them back on and it will continue playing your media. So it's very smart here. So personally, I think that this frame is a little bit rigid compared to glasses that I'm used to. Of course, this is the first time Soundcore is making a frame, so I don't blame them for them. They're not specialized in making glasses, but they do feel very tight and rigid, and the flex of it is not all that smooth. So the frames are tested to provide 5.5 hours of battery life when playing them at 60% volume. So that's pretty decent, not too long honestly, but it does come with quick charging feature. So 10 minutes of charging will give you about 1.5 hours of playback time. So these glasses don't come with any fancy codec, and frankly it doesn't need to. So since these glasses are not earbuds that go into your ear canals to pick up details, and the frames come with a Bluetooth 5.2 with AAC and SBC codec. So, and if you happen to be out and it starts to drizzle, it is still okay because this comes with an IPX4 water resistant rating. And since IPX4 is mostly splash and sweat resistant, so if it starts to pour heavily, it's best that you hide somewhere in the rain. Comparing this to the Bose frames, as far as I understand, the Bose frame comes only with IPX2. So a nice feature that these frames come with is voice control, and if you enable it inside the app, you can use a couple of standard keywords without any wake word, which is really nice. So you can just say pause song, resume song, next track, volume up, all of those jazz. Ultimately, there's also no multi-point on these frames, but honestly, I don't think it's an absolute required feature in the glasses, since it might increase its size with additional hardware. So the app here is very typical Soundcore, and when you enter the app, you will see your battery level at the side here. And at the right here, you're gonna get an add frame feature, but of course this is in the beta version, and every time I press, it crashes the app. So of course at the production unit, this is not gonna happen. And if you go down here, you're gonna see an open surround feature that opens up the dual speaker on the glasses to give you a more live kind of surround sound concert experience. So I think it's good. And if you boost it to 7, you can hear the EQ change to boost the instrument and push back the mids quite a bit. So vocals sound very far away if it's at 7, but I do think that that's a typical live concert type of sound signature. So that's pretty good. Coming down here, you're gonna get your sound effects, and here you're gonna get privacy mode, which is going to lower down the music a bit, but if you play it in quiet places, you definitely still gonna get sound leakage. Of course, this is a speaker that is playing out loud, unlike earbuds, so they definitely will have a sound leakage. And inside here, you're gonna get default equalizer, and inside here, you're gonna get just a few. Not as many as their earbuds, but you do get the Soundcore signature, but in this case, I kind of like the bass boosted signature a bit, since the speakers do sound quite flat. And having that bass boost really does help a little bit. Below here, you're gonna get custom EQ, where you can play around with your EQ. You can set your V-shape signature if you like, and that's pretty nice. So below that, you're gonna get wearing detection, so you can turn on or off the wearing detection, and as you put on your glasses, it will play, and if you take them off, it will pause. Below here, you're gonna get wearing calibration. Personally, I don't see a big difference in calibrated and non-calibrated, but what you do is that you put your frames on the flat surface and you can click calibrate, right? Once it's done, it will just show you a tick. I'm not too sure how that changes the sound signature, but there we go, we have that. At the bottom here, you're going to get controls, which is really nice. So double tapping on either side of the audio tempo, you're going to get to choose what you want to do with it. So you can play your pause media or pull out your assistant. Next, you're going to have swipe controls. So you can remap the swipe controls for both the left and right. I've made my left side to be my volume control. So if I swipe left and right, I'll adjust the volume, and the right side to be track skipping. So that's pretty nice. At the bottom here, you're also going to get some laboratory function. At the top here, you're going to get voice control. So this is the one that I mentioned, that you can use very simple commands without any wait command to control your media. So that's very nice. And you also get simplified Chinese. I've not downloaded it, but I'm sure they work very well since Soundcore is a Chinese company. And below that, you're going to get power off in 3 seconds. So if you like that feature, you can turn them on. So below here, you're going to get update firmware as well. At the bottom here, you're going to get some user manual. So that's basically all of the controls you get with the Soundcore Frames app. So of course, don't buy this wearable if you're expecting studio quality sound. Its objective is to create a hybrid gadget so you can listen to your media and wear your shades. So the speakers here are decent and very crisp. Think of it as like a pair of AirPods alternative. The bass quality is somewhat similar, meaning it's mostly not present, but that's a given. Vocals and highs play very well through these speakers, and I think so far, blasting them at 100%, I do experience some distortion and some crackling. I believe that this is because of the speaker size and the way it sits inside the stem. So do take note of that. For some songs, you're gonna get distortion at 100% volume. If you like that open surround feature, turning it on will change the EQ of the speaker and you're gonna get very open, very concert-like sound signature. So if that's your thing, you will get this feature with these glasses. So this is a test to see if the Soundcore Frames is a good gadget for making phone calls. So this is me speaking in a relatively quiet environment, and this is the call quality that you can expect. So what I'm going to do now is to turn on a simulated background noise so you can hear a difference. So now there's a simulated background noise playing in the background, and this is the call quality that you can expect from this gadget. So what do you think of the call quality? Let me know in the comment section down below. So honestly, these glasses are not made as gaming speakers, so latency is not priority on them, and hence they don't get gaming mode to further eat into the battery. So what we have here is pretty mediocre latency, and if you intend to game with them, you need to expect a pretty noticeable delay, especially games like PUBG. Anyways, let's take a look at the latency performance of the Soundcore Frames. I think that this is very nicely executed, and this is of course a first generation product released from Soundcore, and I think that certain areas can further be polished up, like the rigidity of the frames, the battery life, but the idea of it is very good, and honestly, I still cannot wait for the day that companies innovate on the Google Glass type of wearables. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash the thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.